Hey, I'm back, and just thinking about Little Big Planet. They're such fun games. Some people don't like the platforming, but I think it's serviceable. The main appeal is definitely the user-made levels, like Shark Survival, and Bomb Survival, and Nuke Survival, and Earthquake Survival. This game did a pretty good job giving designers a way to make platformers without needing to know a lot about programming. But then, Little Big Planet was sold off to Sumo Digital, and we got this mess. Originally I, along with many others, blamed the developers for this disaster. But I remember Sony being a very different company back in the early PS4 days. Then it wouldn't surprise me if it was more their fault, pushing out an unfinished game, more so than Sumo Digital's. Either way, I wasn't really looking forward to another Little Big Planet, especially one by Sumo Digital, and especially a spin-off game just solely focused on platforming, ditching the user-created stuff entirely. But the PS5 had 0 games at launch, so might as well get another generic platform on my shelf. And I guess since I'm here, I'll play it as well. The game starts with this spooky ribbon guy named Vex, who's enslaved all the Sack folk to power a machine that will basically start Whitmageddon. Playing the first levels, it's clear this is just a basic 3D-ish platformer, similar to 3D World, just without soul. It doesn't help that it doesn't look like a PS5 game. Well, compared to Little Big Planet 3, yes, it's a big improvement, but the game also looks great on PS4. So the PS5 version is pretty useless. Sackboy also has a voice, which is odd, since he sounds like a little kid. Also, he is referred to as Sackboy, not something gender neutral like the other games. Which is also a weird decision to make, since he can be whatever he wants essentially. The art style is pretty similar to the Little Big Planet one, which I always enjoyed. The arts and crafts style really adds to the make-it-yourself of Little Big Planet. Music in this game isn't nearly as great though, at least nowhere near some of the classic tracks from the second game, not even on the same tier list as the first. Gameplay is pretty standard as well. You have a punch, roll, grab, jump, and flutter jump. So far the levels have been pretty basic. Wait, is that Uptown Funk? Everything's bouncing to the beat, that's so cool. Oh sweet, the song also progresses with the level no matter how long you take. This is actually pretty creative. Oh, and Chemical Brothers is in this cool train level. This game actually does have a personality, and I love it. As the game progresses, each level starts to feel more and more deliberate, instead of just a basic level editor. There's cool boss fights at the end of each planet, with 3 of which are kind of just the repeats of Vex's first fight. Playing around with the moveset, I've noticed it actually has a lot of hidden depth. Jumping, fluttering, and then going into a roll is risky to time, but pulling it off can get you an insane distance. Man, you move so slow on the world map. Plenty of secrets are hidden in levels. To get bonus Dreamer Orbs, this game stars, or jiggies. Hey look, there's your average Australian crack dealer as well. That's cool.
Does the tree...
The soundtrack also gets much better. Remixing old songs like Fly Me to the Moon or Material Girl, or just songs unique to the game. After another boss fight, Sackboy goes to Crablantis, and is greeted by Mr. Krabs, mixed with the crazy thing Shark Tale, and that one guy from Moana. One thing I just noticed is these levels look like they're set in the real world, with things like tables and chairs in the background. Little Big Planet kinda had this effect, but it was only in the distant background, like the cosmos being set in an arcade. But this game uses real-world objects in the level design. Hey look, my favourite bounce pad mechanic returns. I like more refined in this game, and not completely insane like Little Big Planet 2. Is that the emotional baggage from Psychonauts? The music has a large range of variety. It goes from dubstep to electro swing to King Giz. I love the soundtrack. Boss fight, then onto my favourite world. All these characters have a very unique personality, like the crab guy loves money and this AI is malfunctioning, accidentally threatening you every now and again. This level I think is my favourite throughout the whole game. I mean, it's Britney Spears' Toxic plays as Vex hacks into Naomi, the AI you see. And you see on the screens, Vex's influence slowly take over the system. I forgot to mention there's a ton of optional content in this game, like the night trials, which are a fun quick challenge if you want to go for the gold medal. I think the biggest issue with this game is movement speed. It can make a game that much better, which is probably why 3D World got a speed increase, and why Sonic 06 is the best game ever made. Is that a Fallout reference? Also, why am I standing like that? Wait, the scoreboard exists in canon, and Sackboy is just watching all those things pop up? Oh yeah, and the bamboozle. I think it's a good twist when games don't have you win straight away. Like the Infinity War endgame kind of deal. I like to see the bad guys win and the world in ruins before I save it. Anyway, off to the center of Craft World to fight Vex. and man has he done some damage. This wacky level design is one of my favourite things in games. Does it have a name? Because I just think of it as Cat in the Hat art style. The music also gets really creative, mixing epic soundtracks with some wacky parts, like a circus or something like that, which really adds to the atmosphere. You go through all the planet's themes and mechanics again, but this time with Vex's influence, and more challenge, which I think is a great way to finish off a game. Final boss fight, which is the same as other times you fight Vex. Oh, thank God there's more. After an intense final fight, the world is saved and we go home. There's also Challenge Planet, if you like that sort of thing, which is pretty fun since it uses the moveset tricks a lot. So I will collect at least enough Dreamer Orbs to unlock at least a power-up level. Oh, that's cool. So I was actually pretty surprised about this game. Started off as just an asset demonstration from Unity, but it ended up being a 3D Rayman Legends. Well, not on the same level, but a sequel could definitely get close. The song list is creative and fun, even using copyright music to enhance the levels, and not just because they're popular. As I said before, this game is also on PS4, so I highly recommend picking this up, even if you hate the direction Sumo's taking the franchise. I'm sure we'll see a Little Big Planet 4 if enough good ideas are made from it. Experimenting with spin-offs is a good way to find mechanics that work or don't. So that's it, Sumo Digital is redeemed in my book, and I'm looking forward to Little Big Planet 4, or even better, a sequel to this. Focus on speed and fluidity of levels, similar to Rayman Legend. This would be a great way to combat the 3D world, because Nintendo will never make a game like Rayman Legends. This one doesn't count. So the first Little Big Planet spin-off went great. I think PlayStation's mascot as big as Sackboy definitely needs more games outside of the mainline. I forgot about you.